Francesca, lovely to have you here. Obviously you've organised a huge part of the night, which we're really grateful for, and I was wondering if you could say just a little bit about why you thought that Firebox was an important political thing that you wanted to get behind, really.
I love organising benefits because I think they're a really fun way of raising money, and I met Maya through Firebox, and I was so impressed with her as a person, and she spoke so highly of Firebox that I thought it sounded like a really good thing to get behind. And I love the idea of having a space in London that people can get together, go to really interesting events, maybe that aren't defined as mainstream or commercial, but that explored other alternatives. And I think, you know, that stand-up in its essence is that, you know, it's about exploring ideas that perhaps you don't hear elsewhere. So I thought a stand-up benefit would be a natural fit. Yeah, it's a project that I think needs supporting, because it's really important to have spaces for people to get together and organise and debate and create and hopefully inspire more people to get together and engage in political action.
Fantastic. And obviously your stand-up show that you've been doing at the moment is what the 4-star is normal, isn't it? Which is absolutely wonderful. I love it, and I've watched all your videos about 20 times. Just a bit fanboyishness there.
Thank you.
But I think one of the really important things is that you managed to tie in, you know, some quite strong and important political discussion into obviously a stand-up routine, which really puts people at ease. But obviously we're doing something like this, you can feel free to just talk about straight up politics, really. And I was wondering what you think the most important issue, really, that progressive people in this country should be tackling at the moment is, and how you best think we can do it.
Well, I think in terms of the issues, to me there are two huge ones. One is the NHS, because I think without health we don't have anything. And one of the great things about this country was universal healthcare. No matter what your background or your income, if you got ill, if you had an accident, you didn't have to worry, you would be treated. Of course the NHS is not perfect and has many problems, but at its heart it's a fantastic, beautiful idea that I think really defines civilization, because it's about treating everyone equally. And so I think what's happening now with the NHS and the privatisation which is coming in and which we rolled out in the coming years, I think it's very, very scary. I think rather than America looking at us for inspiration, we seem to be going backwards, and we're going to be in a situation where it looks like we'll have that terrible situation where those in financial need will be denied healthcare. So I think as an issue we need to fight that big time. And the second issue in my mind is the environment, because without a planet, a healthy planet to live on, we don't have anything else. We don't have, you know, education, we don't have government, we don't have economy, we have nothing. And it's so sad the way the business elite, who are currently dominating the world we live in, they're absolutely blind to this, and it's almost like their greed is driving them crazy and obscuring the fact that this planet, we all need this planet. It doesn't matter how rich you are. You know, if we have climate change and extreme weather, that's going to affect everyone everywhere. So I think, I don't know how we're going to achieve it, because the business elite are so bloody powerful and they so don't want to accept this is happening, and they've got billions of how at their disposal to discredit climate change and to pay off, you know, people to speak up against it. But I think that we need to get together as communities and really start fighting for the planet we live in. And I think, you know, there's a tendency for human beings to like to worship things, you know, that's why religion is still so right. But I think if you're going to worship anything, worship the planet, because the planet gives us all life. And we're so disconnected from it so often. So I think we need to reconnect, and I think all generations need to come together and protect it.
Absolutely. And the final thing that I wanted to ask you is just that I know you've been involved in organising and publicising the People's Assembly, which is in June. I was just wondering if you could talk just a little bit about your involvement in that and why you think that would be a useful tool.
Well, I was asked to be involved in the People's Assembly, and I think it's great because I think so often people moan and criticise the current system, but they don't really come up with any solutions. And I think that the People's Assembly felt to me like a real effort to say, okay, this isn't working, we're not happy, but what can we do? And I saw it as a movement which hopefully attempts to represent the people, because at the moment I feel that our government doesn't represent us. It represents a tiny minority at the top, and all policies are decided in the interests of that minority. And that's a terrible situation, because it means that most of us are unrepresented and we have no voice and no advocates. So I see the People's Assembly as a way of trying to take back the reins of power and say, no, governments are about representing the people, and we are the people. And if they've forgotten what their role is, we have to force them and remind them why they're there and who they're serving. So I was very honoured to be involved in it at the beginning, and I hope that it will grow and give people hope, because there's so often a sense of helplessness that we can't do anything and we can't achieve change. But I actually think those in power know that the masses have the power. We just need to realise that and get together. And once we do, I think we can affect change, as history tells. You know, people, ordinary people, can affect massive change. And we just need to remember that and believe that we can have a better system. And I think that optimism is the first step. You know, if you don't hope and believe there's something better, you won't achieve it. So I see this as a movement which believes in something better.